Yeah. Hey.
Meow.
Oh no. Finn, if you don't know what's going on, Venom would be dead right now. You can do this. You can do this. I have
You guys
faith.
like all missed all the witty comments that I was making and giving you guys all kinds of information out there. I gave away state of survival secrets that nobody knows now except for Delete and Daedric. And they're probably ones that needed the least of everyone. So you guys in chat, thank thank my computer for sending an update and of course changing my settings on OBS. Uh, all right. So I'm going to start this all over again. And I started off by saying, welcome to another State of Survival stream, and you guys are not in the wrong place, and this ugly mug is not McVenom, so I apologize. You heard Daedric, you heard Delete. They're both part of State 69, because I'm not even going to bother guessing what their state is, right? So we're just going to say, everyone in chat today is officially part of RSG State of Survival State 69. So put a 69 in chat. That is what we're doing. State 69 is representing because McVenom is not here, and yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. So I am starting off the game. McVenom's going to kill me when she gets back. She's like, I started the stream, and it was supposed to be serious, and what the hell have you done to the chat?
It's a dream. It's a dream come.
Hey, Delete. Did you rent a room for our State 69, buddy?
Yeah. On the 69th floor, friend.
So let me ask really quick. Is there actually a State 69?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to talk, though.
Because that is the greatest state ever. I'm just going to say, whoever is in State 69 needs to represent. 42 wasn't bad, right? I'll give 42 like a close number 2 there. But State 69 is just the greatest one. So, yes. Emily is saying, you mean 71? We can say State 71 minus 2 is up there, right? So not just State 71. You have to put State 71 minus 2. That's what we're going to give props for. Right? 68 plus 1. See? You guys getting the theme here? So everyone represent your state with 69 plus or minus whatever it is that your state actually is. Yes, State 68. Do and I'll owe you one later. Yep, that's the way it works. McVenom is gonna hate me. God, this is not gonna go well for me by the end of this.
Oh no, but Finn, here's the thing. At least you don't need a walker to fucking get around.
Or ladder to climb onto or off of our backs.
I am not touching that. I have nothing to do with any of those comments. Let it be known that the comments by Delete and Daedric do not necessarily represent the comments of Finity, because Finity does not want to die to the hands of McVenom once again, because Finn does way too much wrong enough that McVenom's going to kill me for a bunch of other reasons. I don't need to give her more. She has several reasons to kill me right now. Yeah. Disappear, he's saying Venom is going to kill you, Daedric.
Oh my God.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though, Fury. Lemons don't move very fast.
Oh God.
Make
Wow.
make them live forever.
Oh my God. I yeah. Okay, so for those of you wondering where McVenom is not here today because she is celebrating the birthday of her hubby. So if you guys can, because chances are McVenom will tune in to see what the hell I'm doing, to see whether or not I am ruining her stream, which indeed I am. Go ahead and put in happy birthday, Mr. McV, in the chat for Mr. McVenom, just in case they log in, so they at least see that instead of a bunch of 69s. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I would much rather than see happy birthday, Mr. McV, rather than the bunch of 69s. Just throwing that out there. All right. So, what you see above me is State of Survival, and McLemon, really? Really, Delete? You're just gonna throw McLemon forever in there. Just
It almost sounds like a ice cream flavor, or maybe like a scent, a car scent. Oh yeah, it's
We're making a business.
oh my God.
yeah.
Try yourself some McLemon ice cream. That's right, sour until the last drop.
Yeah, I know what you need. McLemon forever.
No, Dr. Feelgood, I didn't quite say that, but I also didn't not say that. So, take it as you will. All right. So we are going to do a couple of things in this one. We are going to have Delete and Daedric, and we have some other guests that may be joining us, answering questions, talking about things in the game that I am not familiar with. But me as the noob that you can kind of see right over there, right? Because I am a noob. I am in the middle of the tutorial of the game staring at Becca. Now, I really don't want to change from the screen, but I will in order to progress the image so it's not just stuck there. But we are going to go through the tutorial, and Daedric and Delete are going to talk not only about what's going on in the game currently, but also comment on how much the introduction of the game has changed since when they first did it. Because Delete, how long has it been since you've gone through the tutorial for this?
It's I'm on day 157.
Day 157. And Daedric, how about you? When did you first start? You're day one?
Yeah, of my state, it's been 260 some days now.
There we go. So, like at least half a year, if not more, right? The days are equivalent to regular days, right? So 150. So yeah, close to about half a year and like 2/3 of a year for Daedric. So we're going to be looking at kind of the difference in the intro, and we're also going to talk about the other stuff going on in the game, and having a little chat before the stream started, because you guys are missing a lot of the backstage stuff. Like the stuff we talk about before the stream starts is considerably worse than what we're going to talk about here. So be glad that you missed it. But one of the more informative things that we can actually talk about on the stream without getting banned by YouTube is the skill books. Now, Daedric, I know you had a thought about the skill books and where they are in game, so I'm going to continue playing through the tutorial if you want to talk about currently your thoughts on the skill books and where they are in the game.
Yeah, so an interesting move from the beta when the new heroes were released. You no longer need to use legendary skill books in order to rank up the skills of your hero. As you progress the level of your hero, and once you reach Lieutenant Colonel, all the skills reach level 5. Now, the issue that was experienced very quickly is in Ray's place. In order to get Zach and have a whole bunch of the roulette spins, you need to buy the roulette bundles. Now, the issue with that is they're still selling legendary skill books with the roulette bundles, and legendary skill books are still being sold as bundle packs. Now, granted, not everybody in the game has all of their Gen 3 and older heroes at skill 5. But if you're looking at a $69.99 Canadian roulette pack, which I think is 100 roulette chips, and you get books with that, a chunk of that dollar value is now wasted because you don't actually need the material in that pack. So something that's become obsolete is still being sold in very, very large quantities and in brand new bundles. And there is a serious issue with that. Again, for people spending lots of money on the heroes, a lot of that money is just going to waste.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, you buy that pack for a character that doesn't even need those pieces, so it shouldn't even be in there at all. And like, it would be great if there was some way that, you know, because if you have these skill books and there's still bunkers and facilities that are fought for skill books that, and you don't need them, they go completely to waste. There's no way to get rid of them. They just supply. I still have tasks that I have to do, and it says, you know, raise your skill level of any of your heroes, but all of my heroes are completely level 5. So there's nothing I can do. I can't do that. It's like giving me quests to build a building. I can't do that either. So, you know, there's certain things in the game that, you know, they should turn off once you get to a certain level. And it's just not the case. So that's a shame.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I think a lot of games do have that feature, and it's surprising that you're mentioning that it doesn't, where if it's impossible for you to accomplish something because you reach that final end game, then yeah, it's surprising that they have that and didn't disable that, or at least a lot of games otherwise give you the options where if it is kind of like that daily activity you need to do, that you can like replace one every day. So if it is something impossible, you replace it with something else. So it is interesting.
Hey, look at your chat.
Yep.
I need girlfriend.
All right.
In your state chat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. I'm gonna talk a lot about that here. So first off, we got a $19.99 donation from one of our earliest followers for Reality Skewed Gamers. It is Ewokin. Says, I don't know what you're talking about, but that Finity guy is cute. Well, just for you, Ewokin. There you go, Ewokin. It has been a while since we've seen Ewokin around, so I'm glad that he's here. And yes, IND Bad Boy in the chat has wrote, I need a girlfriend. Yeah. So it's just ironic because right afterwards there's a comment from Baphomet that wrote, experienced active player looking for an alliance, which is an unfortunate thing to say right after somebody says, I need a girlfriend. It's just not the right sequence of things to then come say, I'm experienced. Just not the right sequence. I also stopped on this because there is a finger pointing to me clicking on something for stamina. Why is the stamina a can of spam?
Oh yeah. Well, what are you gonna find after the apocalypse? I mean, that still tastes just as good now as it does after everything ends.
Okay, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but have you ever had like spam? Like after I've had spam, my reaction is not, yay, I have more stamina. It is, that was fatty, I need a nap. Like I don't see how this is stamina.
To eat a cold can of spam for $20 though, and he did it. He took it like a champ. He did not feel great after.
For the American Cancer Society, I made Twinkie-shaped logs of spam.
Wow. How long did that take you?
It's not too bad because I have like a Twinkie maker that someone got me, so I was like able to like cut it up and put it into the mold and then like fry it. It doesn't cook all the way through, like the outer edges become nice and cooked and fried. Oh. The middle part does not. And there is the spam master himself in the chat, Bimasu, donating $2, said, did someone say spam? Meal of the gods. Yeah, no. But I did that, and that was relatively disgusting. Just like, it was just chunks of spam. So I don't think spam equates to stamina. I'm just gonna throw that in there, right? It's just I don't understand how. But that is what it is. So we're getting tomatoes. I'm gonna pick another tomato here. No, I don't want the spam. Why is it not letting me get the tomato?
Have to follow that finger. That is the finger of God. You must follow that finger.
Okay, I will follow said finger. Let's see if I can do this correctly here. Hold on. There we go.
That's great.
Okay, there we go. I am following said finger of God and pointing to the spam. That is about... God, that is awful. Okay, so I will click on said spam now. Okay, let me see what it... Okay. And how did the spam turn into tomatoes? I don't understand the science of this apocalypse.
I can tell you that this part of the game is what got me hooked and why I'm here today.
If I could turn spam into tomatoes, then I would too. I mean, this is the greatest thing to ever happen. Like, if we could turn the world's supply of spam simply with one finger into tomatoes, do you know how many lives we could save around the world? Just everybody, instead of spam, could get a nice, well, we can get them some nice, like, tomato slices and a little bit of mozzarella, right? Get them a nice bruschetta. Like, spam or bruschetta, all with one finger. One finger, that finger. It would be so epic. No, I'm still not letting me get the tomato. No. King, you don't question science. We question science for the sake of science here, sir, because questioning science leads to more science. That is the way it is. And Foxy, more cheese. Yes, I do like the extra cheese. It's true. Okay, so you did have this all set up in yours, Delete? In Daedric, this was still similar to yours?
I feel like mine was set up in a car chase, and I had guys in like a Humvee, and they were like, "We gotta get the fuck out of here," or I'm paraphrasing, obviously. "We have to get out of here, and we're gonna drive, and we're gonna run over zombies. We're gonna save this part of the camp." And then you drove into your facility, and you were like, "Okay, we're here. Let's go ahead and click on stuff." Oh wow, everything takes 6 seconds. This is amazing. 6 seconds, done. And then it's like, all right, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. And then you're like, oh, 3 hours. What is this? Oh, yeah. You got to get some farms. You're going to definitely build your lumber yard.
Why are they forcing me to build everything right now? I have no creativity right now.
Yeah,
it is not letting me build any creativity.
You got the green check mark over the red X if you want to get anywhere in this world.
And on that note, while I give you guys the new redemption codes, I'll give you guys the first one. We do have 2 codes for you guys, so I will give you that one. I am going to do what I call Finn's inappropriate disappearing finger of God. So while I pretend to do that, here is the first code while I do the whole finger thing, and there's no finger there because this would be inappropriate if it was actually at the end of my finger. So the first code that you have is generation. So redemption code 1 is generation, Generation. I am not sure what it gives you, but yeah, inappropriate finger is not at the end of my hand for a good reason. Okay, so there is the first code for you. There is one more that I'll be giving towards the end of the stream as well, so make sure you guys are hanging around. But we're going to continue here as, yeah, we'll see what Becca has. Willie is kind of frightening. Not gonna lie, Willie is a little frightening.
Willie's new. I feel like I've never seen Willie before. I feel like he dies. I feel like he may die.
So you don't have Willie?
No.
Willie's just a storyline character. You don't remember him, Delete, but he was in your game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually has. I'm gonna take off the code now. He actually has the word like original on his shirt. I can't see what the first word is, but he actually has the word original on his shirt.
Hey, he might be a Redwood original from Sands of Anarchy. I don't know.
I don't know. This is very interesting.
Maybe that's the long lost John Teller.
I was always for a lot of these games. My biggest friend has always been Skip. Skip to my Lou has always been one of my favorite games. Typically, I've gone that way. I think Resident Evil back in the day really kind of did that. It was like as soon as I could skip, I would just skip, just so I can get back to playing the game. Oh, you're gonna want to claim that. That's good stuff.
More tomatoes. I get more tomatoes. That is.
Yeah.
Okay, so when do I get cheese?
No cheese. No cheese.
There's no cheese in the apocalypse?
Well, there is cheese. You just have to ask Becca very nicely.
I have a feeling she's not going to give me the time of day. Just guessing. She's not going to give me the time of day to give me cheese.
Well, if you're in state 69, that's a different story.
That's true. That is true. Oh, but okay. So Emily is saying that it was 1K caps, I think, for the generation one. So
giving out cheese.
Yeah. And then so generation was 1K caps, is what Emily H is saying. And then she's also saying there are cookies though. I could potentially
Emily, I have a very serious question for you, okay? I need you to just pause, take a moment, think about it, and answer honestly. Okay? You ready?
Hold on, let me make you big screen for this because she needs to look you in the eyes, right? So hold on. Let me do this correctly here so we can do this proper. Okay. Let me grab your window here. Okay. And I'm gonna make Daedric extremely large just so you can see it. Okay, so Daedric, there's Daedric. Yeah. All right, Daedric, this is from you to Emily. Go ahead.
Okay. Where the fuck is the cheese platter, Karen?
That was worth the wait. The struggle.
I'm sorry, Emily. I'm sorry.
No, it's not Emily. It is now Karen for the rest of the stream. Anyone talking to Emily, her name is now Karen for the remainder of the stream.
Oh my god. She says I'm not even white.
You know what? Karen comes in all colors, shapes, and sizes. Don't you worry, love.
That's true. There are all different kinds of Karens everywhere.
Karen does not discriminate by discriminating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. She said she's gonna spank you on Discord. So it's a win-win for you, Daedric.
You know what? Make sure you call me Sally when you do it.
Hey, just for that, everyone, once again, Emily H is sticking with the theme and spanking Daedric in Discord, which means once again we need a 69 in chat because Sage 69 is once again representing. So I'm putting a 69 in chat for that. Congratulations to Emily H. You get another 69 in chat. Okay, so we're continuing with all of this.
Oh yeah.
McVenom is gonna hate me. I'm just throwing.
Buckle up, Eric. Buckle up. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. we're gonna have some awful themes for today. All right, so we are going. King is going a little overboard there. He's just getting the entire state now. Just one at a time, King. One at a time. Just slow down. We have a long stream, right? So yeah, we have a long stream ahead of us discussing State of Survival. So now I'm going to go through the prologue. Okay, so now I got to clean up the settlement 4 times. I've done it 3 times out of 4. Okay, so it's forcing me to clean up this spam bush. Because apparently spam also grows on bushes and then turns into tomatoes. So,
yes.
Okay.
That's completely locked.
Yes. Yes. I don't Red Rocket, I'm migrating there. Congratulations to Sate69. You have unofficially been endorsed by the greatest scrub of State of Survival, Infinity, for no reason other than the number of your states. I wonder, so how do you switch states? Because I have no clue. So how do you switch states? Are you assigned to it and you're stuck, or can you switch around? How does that work?
Signed and you are stuck, but you can, if you're below level 6, your settlement is below level 6, you can jump around.
Okay.
N? No.
10.
Really?
10. Yep. Level 10.
Okay. And
before level 10, you know what you're doing anyway.
Yeah,
you know the game as we do right now, covering the stream.
Okay. And so, Red Rocket is saying the poking around of the dirty bushes is not something that was in the game before. Fifu is saying that we didn't have to do any of this when you're starting. So you guys didn't have to do any of this. You guys just ran straight to some car scene. Like, can you describe what it was that you guys remember? Delete starting. What do you remember about like your first introduction into the game? And comparison-wise between that and what you're seeing now.
Yeah, I feel like I had this car chase and I didn't have any farms. I had to build them first. I feel like I had to build them. And it was like, okay, here it is. You escaped. You escaped, and now you're in your settlement, and most of it is like boarded off. It's just shadowed out. It hasn't been unlocked yet. So you have to basically reach a level of your settlement in order to kind of unlock it by tapping where the finger points, by doing those things to go ahead and just like bring everything up. And then once you did that, it was just like, okay, now you can look into the wilderness, which is basically outside of your settlement. Two views. You have the wilderness view, which is outside where you can see other people's settlements and infected and different, basically infected to rally or that you can solo attack. And then you have your settlement view, which is basically inside of your walls, which is what you're looking at now.
Okay.
You have Sarge, Maddie. I haven't seen Frank make an appearance yet, though. Frank is Maddie's dog, who's badass. In the beginning, that dog saved my life so many times.
I saw that dog. There was one intro scene that I didn't get to start with because I was trying to make sure that this was all working for the stream. There was a dog that came running up to Sarge and Maddie, and Sarge said something like, "Oh, good, he's not a zombie," and the dog just ran away. So I'm assuming that's the one, but I don't know. What is that?
That's what you'll look like in 40 years.
40 years? F that. Hold on. We're becoming that crap right now. Okay. This is how I imagine he sounds.
It's almost like half Senator Palpatine, half.
You'll get into that shape if Karen keeps delivering you cheese platters.
So this is Emily's doing right here?
Yeah.
Emily, is this your doing? Did you feed somebody a lot of extra cheese? Is that what happened here? Just you know what? If there's no other cheese and Emily's the only one with cheese, I'm gonna say worth it. I'm just gonna say worth it. I will turn into this if it gets me cheese and tomatoes to make myself a bruschetta.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is the way. Okay, so Emily, you are allowed to turn me into this if that means I get cheese, particularly mozzarella. We need mozzarella cheese specifically. So yeah, he's just bloated. I guess he's lactose intolerant. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try this challenge here. Let's see how this challenge goes. Okay, so they're pew-pewing stuff from a ledge. There are more guys here than there were. Okay, so how does this seem familiar at all?
Yeah, this is Explorer mission, which right now apparently is a big part of the game, but it goes away kind of fast. It's still there, but it's a very small part of the game at this point.
Okay, we do have the dog, so we can see the dog there with Maddie. Yeah. Okay,
Frank.
I'm gonna move. Infected alert. Okay, so there's a zombie up there. Okay, so tap to engage. Okay, I'm gonna tap. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I have to place a turret.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna place the turret right here. There we go. So now it gets everything. Okay, and it's pew-pewing everything. Oh, poor Frank. Okay, Frank is a little low on hit points. So what is this bar at the bottom?
So that's the corresponding amount of like stamina, if you will. Basically, see how the turret is 20, has a 20 written below it, and bomb 15. When that stamina bar, that's what you can buy. That's like your currency. So when that reaches 20 stamina bar and below, you can put another turret down.
Okay.
Or you put a bomb out there.
Gotcha.
But tutorial, very easy. You've already completed it. You don't need to.
And Frank survived. For those of you, I saw what you wrote there, Emily. Prepare to lose the dog soon. Frank survived. So there we go. Frank survived, and we're good. All right. So next up, you were talking about some of the new heroes, right? So I'm still going through some of the original heroes. So let's start with you, Delete, on this one. So what
Yeah.
are some of the new heroes that are in the game, and your thoughts about what they're doing?
There's two new heroes. They're both solid. I think I have them at level 60. And I actually, as soon as I probably log in the game today, I'll probably put some more into them as far as getting them ranked up. You don't need skill books, which we already talked about.
Right.
Our solid heroes will probably be strongest in game very shortly. Besides that, it's just another piece to play with, another piece to rank up, another piece to basically get your settlement that much stronger. And if you're someone that's kind of like wasn't spending early, missed out on a couple of the other legendary heroes, didn't get Nicola, but is now going to invest in these, you'd be really far ahead investing in the new heroes compared to the old. Is basically the kind of scenario there. I did notice actually on Ray's Place for the first time they put a limit on how many tokens you can buy or how many spins you can make, which I thought was bad because they didn't really, like I have an overage of tokens for spins, which it's not letting me use, which sucks. But the event goes on for a couple more days.
Okay. And from where I am right now in the tutorial, I know in the previous weeks you guys mentioned that like the new states. I know I'm probably not there yet because I'm still in like the tutorial area, right? But from what you see in the new states versus what you guys have, what are some of the major differences? And are you seeing that right now in the tutorial, or is it still stuff that's going to be coming up maybe as I go through this?
Yeah, it's stuff that's going to be coming up. There's like it looked like there was a new farm that basically, if you control it, it gives resources to everyone in the alliance. So it's almost an alliance farm. There's also a couple of other buildings that are just regularly available on the map that if you control, you get certain buffs for controlling. So it's an extra added level of gameplay that states past, I feel like 275. It probably started with the new scenario.
Okay.
But you are still ways probably from seeing.
Yeah, I still have several things left in the tutorial. Now, on this one, Daedric, I see that I'm getting a bunch of rewards, right? So again, I'm doing this from a new perspective, so I know a lot of you guys probably know the answer, but I still need to know. So I know the tomatoes now. I know the wood. I know the spam. What are these first two things that I have? These like 20 canisters of something and what appears to be kind of a gold arrow with a 1 minute timer on it. What are these two?
So the canisters are biocaps. Biocaps, essentially any platform game you play, there's a particular currency, in-game currency, that you can either buy or collect in-game to use. So biocaps is that currency in the game. You can use biocaps for essentially anything. Settlement buffs, you can purchase stuff from the marketplace VIP store. I know you're not there yet, but you can use it to do speed ups on construction, speed ups on research, speed ups on train. Like it's used for essentially 98% of buying things or speeding things up. The second item is a speed up. So anytime you see an arrow, it's going to have a little symbol with it. So it'll be an arrow and a little crane. That's a construction speed up. You'll have an arrow and a little chemistry vial. That's research. And then you'll have a soldier, which is training.
Okay. Okay.
And they come in various times as well. So 1 minute, 5 minutes, an hour, 3 hour, 8 hour.
And are they just denoted by a change in the number here, or do they have like a change in like the arrow color? It's okay. So the icon is the same. It's just the text up top. That's changed.
You'll notice with materials in the game, there's an actual color to the box itself.
Yes.
So you'll have like green and blue and gold. So gray is common.
Okay.
Green is also common, but they just have different colors.
Okay.
Then you'll get into blue, which is uncommon. Purple is epic or rare, and gold is legendary.
Okay. So kind of a standard color scheme, I think, for most mobile games in that progression. Okay. So that's good. Okay, so I'll claim this. So up top here, so I'm gonna claim those biocaps, and I'm sure it'll Becca just asking if I want to sip just out of nowhere is just a little bit weird. But in any case, what are all of the different currencies? So I've seen the construction up, the biocaps, right? The tomatoes, the wood, the spam. We have the energy that was, I think the energy is just internal to each of the combats, or is that something you collect outside in order to do like missions?
Like to do missions, basically you need stamina. So you need that spam.
The spam.
That it's a set level of I feel like it's 100, and different basically parts of the game will be like 15 to do something or 25 to do something. So everything's got a different level of stamina amount that you use for it. So that's kind of how that works.
Okay. We just have Becca saying all kinds of weird things. It's like she just said, "Oh, it's old, but it hits the spot." I mean, this is with the whole State 69 thing we started at the beginning. This whole thing is turning into a whole stream of innuendos, and I love this because this game is living up to all of that right now. So I am, to what you were saying earlier, Delete. Like this intro thing is getting me a little hooked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This is some good conversation to be having as part of this. And
later,
then
buddy.
Sarge Perfect, we have time, things will get better. Like that just, there we go. Okay. And we managed to save Frank, and Becca wants to do shots, right? So all of this is working out pretty well. All right, so now I'm taking my headquarters up to level 2. So level 2, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. By the way, guys, if you guys have questions for Daedric and Delete, obviously I'm not going to answer questions because I am the nub here. But if you guys have questions for Daedric and Delete, same thing as always. Go ahead and start your question with the word question, and I'll pick that up and go ahead and get them your questions as well. We have one other topic that we're going to kind of discuss in terms of our regular discussion here before we get into questions for our expert panel. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and get them in chat for them. If you have questions for me, you're welcome to do that too, but you're going to have to ask like really crap questions that have almost nothing to do with State of Survival if you want me to answer any questions right now for this stream. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to grab these tomatoes. There we go. I'm up to 17,000 tomatoes. That is a lot of bruschetta I can make. Now, Emily was saying that we can convert some of the, I think she said biocaps for cheese, right? So if we create a system for biocaps for cheese, we might be in a good state. Maybe not. Is there bread in this game? Is there bread?
Yeah. There is.
Okay. So we have the option not only for bruschetta, but if we want something not quite as heavy, if we want low carbs, we can do like a caprese salad, right? So we have options for both of those now in this game. Now the chat is saying things that I have no idea, right? So I can't even read what's on the bottom one. And the top one from Legendary Ace says Ika Perin Ang Bebe Koang. And then followed by Muto Linda Omikami. I have no idea what any of this says, and if I offended anybody by what I said, then I apologize because I have no clue what the I'm saying right now. So that's all it is. And then somebody said Ace. They just said Ace, and then there's smiles. So if any of you guys are doing the tutorials, have fun trying to post things in here and see if they show up on the stream.
Oh, that state chat's got to be. It's a bunch of noobs. It's basically people watching the show right now.
That would be pretty awesome. If somebody is like in this one and you guys are having the exact same chat and you're going through the tutorial, just start putting 69 in the chat. I'm just curious what's gonna happen if we start getting like 69s rolling in the chat. Just that would be. How do I open chat, by the way? Oh, there we go. Okay. So how do I tell what state this is? Is there, like, can I see what state chat I'm currently in from this?
Go to click out of that.
Okay.
And then click on Sarge's picture in the upper left.
Okay. There we go. State 356.
356. What? Fuck.
And they created a new state for how many people? Like how many people per state?
It's approximately 5,000.
Okay. So 5,000 times this is going to be like the rough number of players playing.
I feel like on Facebook I saw that they crossed the 600,000 player mark.
Okay.
Kings did for this game.
Okay.
356. That is nuts. Wow.
Yeah, that's okay. So there we go. I am in state 356. So, okay. So, I'm going to grab more tomatoes. It is trying to tell me to do more of the prologue. So I'm going to do more of the prologue here. Now, while Delete is doing daddy aggro here, I'll ask.
Seriously.
Come inside.
Little backspace is adorable, by the way, but yeah.
I love some of my farm, strangely enough.
So we'll go to it's all good. And we'll ask Daedric here though. So we have, I think you guys said that a state versus state is coming up, right? And state versus state has, at least from everything I've heard from you guys, always been an interesting point of discussion. It seems like state versus state has a lot going on here. So I'll let you kind of talk about the upcoming state versus state and anything important that's happening with those right now.
Yeah, so thankfully we finally got the announcement everyone's been waiting for on their official Facebook page. State of Survival announced full global SVS starting August 3rd. So what that means now is every state will be matched. It's no longer beta testing. So beta testing is completely done, and they mentioned that as well. So every state will be matched. So everyone has a capital clash very, very soon, coming tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on what time zone you're in. So this state versus state is going to be starting 2 weeks from this particular capital that's happening. So what that means for the game, obviously, and a lot of players is a lot of people were looking at quitting. A lot of people were looking at transferring into different states just to have something new and keep them engaged, and some are still doing that. But every state will be matched. So the qualifications for that is your state has to be 14 weeks or older. So what I suggest for everyone in this chat who are new to the game or in a newer state, I do suggest you look at how long you've been playing or when the state opened, as you do have to be older than 14 weeks in order to qualify for being matched in the system. Some of the actions that we're talking about and suggesting people take, especially for capital happening today, and survival of the fittest and all the other events going on, is save your materials. The biggest part of state versus state is the preparation stage. And so what that means is speed ups, construction, plasma, training, research, everything. Save it. Preparation stage. And this is one Sticky Fangs video as well. The most important phase is the troop training. And that goes the same with survival of the fittest. Troop training by far provides the majority of the points in the event anytime there is troop training. And troop training alone can easily allow you to win the preparation stage. And so, everybody's goal, of course, in state versus state is to go attack the enemy capital. Nobody wants to have to stick around at home base and defend their own capital. They're going to want to go and attack the other guys. So, again, very important that you're saving your materials. State 42, which is what I'm in, we've been having that conversation this week. Unfortunately, the Russians have been making that very complicated.
Okay. And Delete, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, we beast in our state. And I'm excited to see him crush other people, more importantly than anything else, and see what we kind of deal with on a daily, because he is just an absolute beast. And our state's really strong. So I feel like, we're going to get matched up, and I feel like whoever we get matched up with is going to have to really play the game correctly and smartly in order to win. Because there's a lot of people in our state that are just just battle hardened, and there are a lot of states that basically have a lot of agreements or rules or, situations that kind of allow them to kind of like naturally progress through the game, where we have fast tracked that to a level where if you don't know what you're doing, you will get crushed in our state. So I'm excited for it, and it's always, state for state is definitely a little bit of pay to win, where like if you are close, there are a lot of people that you're free to play aren't going to push you over the edge. It's going to really be your spenders that kind of really like take the reins there, because troop training at a certain level for most players is just like, why do I need these troops? I kind of just farm anyway, so there is definitely a couple levels of state versus state that are exciting, and that bring a new challenge. And when you go and visit another state, there are no rules, so everything kind of goes. So that's something, and you don't know your opponent, so tile hitting or just kind of randomly rampaging through another state and just destroying stuff. But it's definitely going to be something fun. It's going to be really fun, and I can't wait for it.
And maybe, so again, I'm asking nubby questions, so bear with me, everyone in chat. So my first question, when I first heard of this game, right, with the state of survival, survive the zombie apocalypse, right, the PvP aspect of this game never really dawned on me that that's what a large portion would be. Like, so I've heard you guys talk about state versus state, you guys fight other states, and there's a coordination level, right? I basically thought when I heard of this game and then I'm playing it that it would be similar to a PvE, kind of maybe a tower defense-y type of thing, maybe coordination where each person in the base camp has kind of like a tower defense setup, you prevent zombie assaults. So what are the different PvP and PvE game modes that are a part of State of Survival? And maybe kind of a general question is, can somebody just opt in to do like one of those things? Like if they wanted to do PvE, not PvP, is that possible? Or do you really have to participate in both sides to be kind of balanced in this game and make progress? Daedric, I'll start with you.
Okay. To your second question, yes, you can just do PvE. You can join an alliance, not join an alliance. The best way to do PvE is just live the farm account life, and do your dailies, do your chapters, your tasks, your explorer missions, all your intels, and just attack infected. So yes, you can do PvE. What I will warn though is you will lose interest very, very quickly, because the game is so heavily focused on player versus player. The intention is player versus player, being a coordinated alliance and competing for structures and rewards. All the events that the game releases focuses on a military aspect to the game. Things like Reservoir Raid, which we've talked about in multiple streams, things like Bunkers and Capital. So the cool thing for a player who's invested in State of Survival gets to experience the best of both worlds, both PvE and PvP. Now, some of the aspects of PvP that make this game so significant is Capital. Bunker fights, obviously the upcoming state versus state. When Water Raid was released months and months ago, that was a huge hit and really drove engagement in the game. So that's why we've been talking about different ideas and suggestions specifically for Water Raid, because people do look forward to it every couple of weeks. The events that they drop regarding survival of the fittest and kill event, or the recent one, they just did a birthday event that was released. Not that they're so focused on a player versus player aspect. It requires you and your alliance as a whole to grow. And that's really the only way you can attain rewards, is growing as a group. And that even includes the small guys. If you're part of a small battle power alliance and don't have as many players, and you are just a farm alliance, you can still absolutely achieve some really cool gear and rewards, which encourages both styles of gameplay.
Okay. And Delete, same or anything to add?
No, I think, it's exactly right. I mean, in the beginning, it was like, I remember when I joined my first alliance, it was just like, because I played until I was probably, I feel like I was like somewhere around a level 20 HQ before I joined an alliance. Before I was like, you know what, I'm kind of into this game. Let's go ahead and, and take this up, and let's see where we're gonna go. Because it was sort of like in a way where you really don't need to join an alliance. You can kind of putz around and just kind of build up your characters for a while before you need to join a guild. Same respect here, where it was just like, okay, then you join, basically in the beginning, join the biggest alliance that you can. Is kind of the dream, because when you have a big alliance, everyone's doing more things, and as they do those things, you get rewards and crates for free for just being there and just being part of a team, so you can help you progress that much faster. So, being the biggest alliance that you can kind of get into, be an active member so they don't boot you, is kind of the thing. And then, as far as like, you can definitely just do infected raids, and you can definitely just play the computer and just enjoy Explorer and things of that nature. You definitely can. You are missing out on a large part of the game when you just do that. PvP is very, very fun. When you see yourself marching at someone else and they're still like, am I going to win? Am I not going to win? What are my stats? Are my stats okay? What are his stats? Are his stats okay? And you have that level of doubt. As far as that was probably one of the most kind of like, fun parts of the game, when it was a coin flip, when it was like completely random what the outcome was going to be, because it was like everyone had a chance at that point. As your state progresses, those chances become, they lessen, depending on the player that you become or want to be. So, the outcome doesn't, the outcome's kind of predicted because you've done it a certain amount of times. But in the beginning, it's very like, oh, you can see a level 27 beat a 30, or you can see, a level 25, like beat a 27 and vice versa. You can kind of like see the differences stack up and how you build your base. Some people will just concentrate on HQ and will leave their research behind, so that leaves them lacking. Or some people will basically, just increase in one aspect and not increase in another, and it leaves them completely vulnerable, to someone that's played the game the right way. So you definitely have to pay attention to what you're doing. Try and build your character as level as possible. If you build one piece of gear for a brawler, make sure that you start stacking up the other stats for the other characters. So this way it's not so top heavy one way or the other.
Okay.
Kind of follow the steps that make sense. That kind of that's really going to kind of like, tell the difference between whether you lose a battle and you win a battle.
Okay.
And watch streams by far. Even though the gameplay is different in the new states, a lot of the things that we talked about still carry over. Battle mechanics, reservoir raid, things to buy, things not to buy, things to do, how to play, definitely still carry over.
Okay, so honest opinion now, because McVenom has told me that if I play, she wants me to join her state, right? How much would that impact my gameplay as a newer player? If I was in your state, for example, which is an older state, right, in 42, or versus me continuing to be in state 356?
You will be impacted greatly. And this is the how do I want to phrase it politely? The struggle or the complaints, I guess, we've had regarding the two different systems, where, there's another game I play called Rise of Kingdoms, very, very well known. I've mentioned it actually a few times in a few different streams, and they have millions of players. I shit you not, millions. It's a very popular game. I think it's top 10 worldwide for PvP platform. And the way their system is set up is now how State of Survival is approaching it, with the mechanics and the alliance territory and things of that nature. So, with that being said, now that the system that's being used, which is actually so popular and so successful on other games and is being adapted with many companies, why that still has not been extended to State of Survival. Now, I can tell you right now, they have the ability to do it. Absolutely have the ability to do it, because it has been done before with other games. And, granted, they're a smaller company, but it can be done. Now, the question obviously we've been asking and talking about over the past couple streams now is, are the old states being abandoned? Now, it's difficult to say because over the past couple of weeks, they've been giving us more attention. So I don't know where that's going. But again, to answer your question, you will be severely impacted if you went to an older state because you were not experiencing the way the game should be played.
Okay.
Yeah. You're kind of walking in an hour and a half into a 2-hour movie if you go to an older state.
Yeah.
Going to be completely lost. Like when you tune in to your state chat, you see a lot of VIP ones. Basically, there are different VIP levels that stand for basically how much you've spent in the game overall. And as you spend more, the VIP goes up. So, it maxes out at level 12. In my state, it's, you see some 5s, but it's a lot more 7s, 8s, 9s, 11s, 12s. There's a lot more of that in our state, and to catch up to that would take you a lot. Even though the packs are a lot cheaper now, like if you join, the packs right now are cheaper than when we kind of there's the beginning packs, which are overly valued, and then there's the middle packs, which are kind of not so great. And then there's the end packs where it starts to pick back up again. Even with that being said, you'd still be at a heavy disadvantage.
Okay.
Actually, so to real quick before you jump in again there, Finn, to build on Delete's point. So great example. Right out the gate, I was spending. I was 20 million power in a day. It was just insane, right? And that was the case for a lot of players. They spent a shitload of money. Now, one of the things for me, and there's a bit of a caveat for me specifically, is I had a certain play style. I just wanted to go out and burn everything, right? I didn't really care too much.
That's why you're the kill leader, so.
Yeah. I didn't really care too much at that time, and even today, about being number one in the world. I knew for a fact coming into the game that there was going to be a guy who spends 20 times more than me. And there's 5 of them in the game that have already spent 20 times more than I have. So, and I knew that coming in, but I also wasn't spending properly. So to Delete's point, the game forces you, when you're brand new and you don't know the game yet, you just think you need to buy everything. But if you wait, promotions start to land, discounts start to happen. It's like the shelf life of a product. When you go to buy bananas and the bananas get older, the store has to mark them down the older they get because they want to clear them. It's the same way with the game. So I could actually be completely maxed out today. I could have absolutely everything maxed out and be one of the strongest players in the game. The reason I'm not is because I didn't wait. I didn't buy properly. I was so focused on my style of gameplay that I lost sight of my buying. And so that's an issue a lot of players can run into very, very quickly if they don't know the game or are just really excited to, get up there. You end up spending a lot more than you need to, and you actually end up having less than the people who have spent less than you.
Yeah. And by the way, Ranger is here. Hi, Ranger.
Now you recognize me, you son of a bitch. It's fine.
So, with the VIP level,
hold on.
right?
One second. When did you get raunchy, man? Where has this Finn been the entire time of RSU ever existing? Where has this little thing been?
What? State 69 be representing right now. 69's in chat once again for Ranger. There we go.
Right.
See, it's
I can't even get him to cuss on any other stream. And this,
I'm not cussing.
I'm just saying, I can't even get you to
I
that
even
level.
bleeped myself earlier. I didn't want to. See?
Puns and euphemisms and 69s and breakfast cereals. I mean, my God, we're playing with tomatoes and
well, the
Becca's
tomatoes are
trying to
part of the
give her-
game. I can't really do it.
Yeah, she's trying to share her tomatoes with you. You know what I'm saying? So
She said she asked me if I wanted a sip. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Did you say yes?
I did click yes.
Okay.
I inappropriately used my finger of God. So yeah.
Yeah, see stuff like that. Inappropriately using my finger of God.
So interesting thing. This mob, right? I don't know if you guys have played Heroes of the Storm before. I'm looking at this mob, and I found the picture, so I'm gonna put it on the stream here. It reminds me of Stukov from Heroes of the Storm. Do you see the resemblance? Like, am I the only one? Because I saw that zombie, and I'm like, that's Stukov. Like that's
It's a
Stukov.
lot.
Like it's Stukov. It is Stukov from Heroes of the Storm, which is awesome. He is one of my favorite heroes in Heroes of the Storm, but the resemblance is, I mean, it's standard to have the one-armed zombie dude, right? It's pretty common, but yeah, just reminded me of good old Stukov. For those of you that play Heroes of the Storm, you will.
I mean, I'm just saying, if I had an arm that big, I'd never leave the house. Just throwing it out there.
So okay, so with what you're talking about, right? The VIP levels and all of that, right? What is, I guess, I don't know if they've released this kind of information. What is the separation between the VIPs, right? Because I'm thinking about this from my perspective as somebody that's looking to potentially continue to play this game, right? And I would like to play with McVenom for sure, right? And I know you're in the same state, Delete, so I end up playing with you. I would play with you, Daedric, but you're obviously in a different state and stuff, so it's a little bit more difficult, and you would probably still kill me as soon as I join, so I'm kind of avoiding that. But if I was to try and play with McVenom in the same state, right? I have to decide by HQ 10, right? Is what you said? And
Correct, yeah.
And so that doesn't give me a lot of time, it sounds like, if I have to decide which state, because after 10, I get stuck, right? And if I go into an older state to play with a friend, right, I'm at a big disadvantage, right? So let's suppose that I continue at state 356, right? Is there any other game mode that allows me, because I know you guys have brought this up with maybe teaming states and that kind of stuff, but is there any other game mode that allows me to play with people of other states, right? So is there an opportunity for me to play with state 42 and any of the other state 69 and all the other states?
Well, no. I mean, Reservoir Raid would probably be the closest one, because Reservoir Raid, you're playing another alliance in another state. But the states usually are close to where you are, I would say. Like, I think the newest state that I've ever played is probably in 40, and we completely wipe them off the map. You know, typically law is basically fighting, you know, because of the strength of our alliance. We are basically fighting states in the 60s. You know, I think we fought a state 19 once. It was like, what? You know, so there was a vast difference, but it's almost always been down. I don't think it'll go to like state 125 or state 69 for today, playing someone in state 320. You know, I don't think that would ever occur.
Okay. So basically, if I'm not in your state when I have to decide, I'm pretty much out of luck at that point.
Yeah. Ooh, look at Rusty doing work with that shotgun. Can't wait till the boot animation comes on. It was my favorite. In the beginning, it was like, this guy's just gonna boot him right in the chest. Yes.
Blow him up. Boom! He's all confused. And Rusty just smacking away. And Frank is back. There goes Stukov. Yep. Stukov is down. Stukov is down.
Yeah. Back in.
Okay, so these are all new missions to you guys, or are these similar to the ones? I know all of these are new. Similar?
Yeah, they're explorer missions. It's always, you know, it's basically the same blueprint. They'll just change obstacles that kind of switch up the map. Okay. So it doesn't allow you to place multiple turrets in a direct straight line. You have to kind of plan them out a little bit.
Okay.
Oh.
So maybe here comes the death of Willie. Willie's about to fight a bunch of zombies. Okay. Get to Rusty. HQ! Everybody get ready. Okay. Wait for my signal. Wait for it. Wait
Almost
for it.
there.
And fire. Whee! Okay, so Okay.
Just a little
So this
further.
is to target to kill a particular zombie. So it's like a sniping.
Yeah, it just kind of kills them all. Boom. There
Okay.
you go. You just unlocked a new part of your settlement right there.
Okay. That works. We need stronger defenses. Okay, so the outlying areas have zombies, and you kind of clear them out in order to expand your settlement. That's the way it kind of works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's your hero in disrepair, and that's basically eventually you'll have a pretty good size yard or
Okay.
area. And that little red guy right there, that is an intel mission. So basically, a regular player is going to call them dailies. They'll pop up 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 3 times a day. I feel like every 8 hours,
Okay.
every 6. Either way, those will give you like special rewards or different, basically, different achievements, if you will, like that you need in the beginning to basically rank up your character. And then once you hit level 30, they'll start to give you plasma, which will your plasma cores will allow you to continually upgrade your buildings to allow you to get plasma troops, which are just stronger level troops. Because the max level right now is level 30, and then it's 1-star plasma, 2-star plasma, 3-star plasma, and then you're done. For right now. Nothing past that.
Okay. And we had a question from FIFO. I'll get to the questions in order, but I'm jumping to this one because it was kind of about the gameplay. And I was asking you guys to explain the tile hitting concept to me. What is the tile hitting concept?
Wow. All right. So tile hitting is it basically what happens is you will send your troops out to farm in the wilderness, and basically they'll just gather resources for you. Now, it's an unprotected part of the game. So when you send your troops out to gather resources, they can be attacked. In the beginning of the game, or I would say the first 3 months, tile hitting was actually used to basically just figure out battle mechanics. Who's going to win what battle, because you would, like if we were testing it, it would be like, okay, send this amount of troops towards this tile or towards this farm, and I'm going to hit you at that farm, and we'll see who wins. It was kind of a safe way to plan out, battle strategy, or like kind of like map out how you were going to go about an attack. And then the game changed, and it was becoming where you would actually suffer losses on a tile just as you would getting it basically attacked at a settlement, where they were hitting your actual base. So the tile hitting thing has always been kind of a sticky subject, because if you really wanted to destroy someone in this game, you would line up your alliance outside of another alliance's hive, and every time they set up to farm a tile, you could just hit that tile, which would hurt their troops and eliminate their chance to gather resources, so they wouldn't be able to build more troops or gather resources to be able to actually take care of the troops that they have. So if you really wanted to use it to be detrimental to someone else, you could. Typically most states have a no tile hitting kind of rule, to kind of protect the up and comers, the people that are basically free to play, because there's no way to protect someone on a tile, and that's the whole tile hitting kind of thing. Some people agree, some people don't. I personally like, if you're gonna hit someone, hit their settlement. Don't hit them on a tile, because that's just mean.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. And there was another question. Emily was asking, why are Daedric and Finn so mean to me? My poor, small, delicate snowflake feelings. No cheese for you two. When was I mean? I am all for a trade with you. So we're going to work on a trade here for biocaps for cheese. But Emily, I need to know, is the cheese mozzarella? Because the cheese needs to be mozzarella, so we can make bruschetta and we can make some caprese salad. I can't speak for Daedric, because Daedric told me he had a message for you. I put it big on the screen, and then he called you a Karen. Like I can't do anything about that. I didn't know that was coming, but I apologize for that.
No, he doesn't.
Let me see. What can I do? What can I do in order to make it up? I will turn myself into a bunny temporarily. Hold on.
Hey, you know what?
That's not worth
There
it,
we
man.
go.
You gotta go like massage your feet
There
or
we go.
something, fiend.
There we go. This is for you, Emily. See?
Oh,
I will. I am Bunny Finn, and I apologize. And we can have some cheese trading. We'll do some cheese trading for
God
biocaps,
bless
and
America, man.
we'll have some nice caprese salads and some
Oh my
bruschetta if
God.
we can find some bread. I don't have any bread.
What's wrong with you,
I
man?
only have tomatoes right now too, so you have to bring the cheese, and then we'll figure it out. See, I'm not mean. The guy up there, he's the one that did the whole Karen thing. I have nothing
you know
to do
what?
with the Karen
No,
thing.
Finn. Here's the thing, and this is to Em and all the other female gamers on State of Survival. The one thing I absolutely love and appreciate about the female gamers in State of Survival is they do not bitch and complain like the fucking men do in this game. It is absolutely unreal, the messages I get from men compared to the ones I get from women. It is
Those are not real men.
Polar.
Those are menses.
I am seeing, because I remember McVenom did a ladies stream, right? I am recognizing some of the
really?
names and seeing a bunch of other names out here. So I'm if you are a lady in State of Survival, because I'm kind of curious, right? Say
boy.
something in chat really quick if you are a lady of State of Survival, because I think the majority of
Put your name in the hat there too,
viewers
Finn.
are actually ladies in the chat, which is pretty awesome for the gaming community. Yeah, because when we do like Galaxy of Heroes streams and stuff, the majority are men, right? We do have female gamers, but they are a smaller percentage of the population. And Tits of Fury just goes in and starts off with a 69 in order to show she is a lady. See, that right there is awesome.
Whoa. He's a lady.
Tits of Fury, you are awesome, and I tip my hat to you. All right, so
I feel like SOS has a really high percentage of female gamers. It's probably the highest I've ever seen in a game, quite honestly.
Yeah, we used to have a lot in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and then Finn started streaming with me, and then that completely shot it to hell. So
Emily H says, "Nah, I'm a 50-year-old fat balding alcoholic man."
Well, you know,
Daedric, your response.
That's true. I mean,
well, that explains the picture of the infected you brought up the first time.
Yeah,
that's science.
That to me is an infected 50-year-old balding alcoholic.
That was Daedric. That was not me. That was Daedric. See? Foxy's out there saying she is a foxy lady. We got Nicole Gloria in the chat. FIFO is saying I'm a lady. See? We have a lot of ladies out there. That is awesome. Yeah. And then McVenom, who's not here. Because once again, for those of you guys that are just joining, McVenom is out for her hubby's birthday. So she asked me to fill in so we can get this.
Oh, it's Mark's birthday. Okay.
So, okay. So question to you now, Daedric, and then we're going to start jumping into the regular questions. What is this puzzle piece? I see Sarge. Is that basically like a shard for the character to level them up? Is that the general idea?
Yeah. They're called fragments.
Okay.
So you're going to have 3 types of fragments. You're going to have blue, you're going to have purple, and you're going to have gold. So as we discussed before, the blue is the uncommon, purple is rare or epic, and gold is legendary. If the fragment is blank and has like a fist in the air, that's a general fragment which you can use on any hero. The fragment puzzle piece which you have up right now, which is a Sarge fragment, will actually have the face of the hero on the fragment, which means that fragment can only be used for that particular hero to level them up.
So you can use like a fist one on a legendary character if you wanted to?
If you have a gold fragment that just has the fist, that means it's a generic legendary fragment. It can be used on any legendary hero.
Okay, so even the fist fragments have a color to it. So there's going to be like the gray, the green, the blue, the purple, and the gold. Got it. Okay, gotcha. And Emily is saying it's my fault because I gave you the opportunity to speak. Listen, Emily, I'm gonna give you this invitation right now, and I will make sure McVenom honors it. If you want to be on the stream next week in order to confront Daedric in person, I will give you that opportunity
Oh my
because
God,
I give
Fight
all of
Club.
our guests the opportunity to speak. I have to, right? What kind of stream would it be if I just told every time, just like, no, not allowed to talk. No, Daedric, no, Daedric. No.
But
Zip,
in
yep,
order
yep,
for her
yep,
to
yep.
identify
You see how
herself,
rude that
she
would
has
be?
to wear a name tag that says Karen.
Oh my God. You are awful, sir. You are
I totally
awful.
like Dietrich. He's a great American. The way he
Oh boy,
said,
I get to roast Daedric? Yes. I
Hey,
will say you can come on here
Ranger.
and race Daedric.
Ranger, I'm actually Canadian.
I'm sorry, I heard American. Great job. You're tremendous, tremendous American that's Canadian.
That's fair.
All right, so I am grabbing more. It's Frank. Oh my God, it's a big close up of Frank. Oh my God, he's such a cute puppy.
Why you gotta talk like that, man?
He's such a cute puppy. He's
I've
a
been dealing
cute
with you for
puppy.
years. Don't talk like that, bro. We're trying to get you hooked up with
He's
some
a cute puppy.
lady. And you,
Everyone say hi to Frank. Hold on, let me pet Frank. Aw, he's a cute puppy.
I
He's a
feel
cute
like
puppy.
me and Delete and
He's a
Diedrich
cute
just
puppy. Look at
we're
that.
losing fan points just listening to this.
He's such a cute puppy. He is an adorable puppy. Look at him. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Hey,
oh, he's barking.
Hey, Finn, are you trying to get 10,000 subscribers or go backwards?
Both. Both. We'll hit 10,000 and then go backwards, or go backwards and then hit that. I'm fine either way. It is fine. There is a cute puppy on the stream, and if I learned anything from YouTube videos, puppies get you views. I'm just throwing that out there.
Video, Finn, where were you petting that dog?
I was petting him on his arm.
That dog?
On his arm.
That didn't look like his arm. It looked a little bit higher up between the old third point of contact there, Finn.
See, this is his arm. See,
that's
it's
some
his front arm. See, he's a good doggy.
Be careful. Nothing to mess with.
He's friendly to us. We're not zombies. He's trained to be anti-zombie. So I'm okay as long as I don't put on this face again. Like if I go like this, then I have to kind of be scared a little bit and avoid Frank. But as long as I don't have that going on, I'm okay. I'm okay as long as I don't have that. And
I think
he of course
the dog long enough,
says woof. He says woof. Frank says woof. That's right. Leave Frank alone. Frank is awesome. He's not going to do anything. Okay, so we have Rusty, poor little thing. You like my singing, don't you? Okay, so I've completed the chapter.
Nobody likes
and
your
I've gotten
singing.
this stuff. Okay. All right, and we got that. Okay, and so now I have to clear infected. So are these... So these are effectively just tutorial missions, right? They're not daily or anything, so...
They continue for actually a pretty long time. It'll be like, even when you're like, okay, so you've got one character at 80, we've got one hero at 80, now get 5, or get 1 or 2, and it'll continually go on for quite some time. And if you're ever stuck in like, what should I do now? This is kind of a good place to go to be like, okay, let me go ahead and clear infected in area 2. And then, okay, rescue survivors. So it's a good like game plan to like help you through the beginning of the game, to basically kind of advance yourself that much faster, because all of the rewards that you get there are actually useful, especially to you in the beginning, because you can't really send out farms or anything like that yet. You're still at the tutorial port where you can't really do much. But this is always a good place to go back to. And actually, one of the most neglected parts of the game is probably research tasks. Even at my level, establishing and doing research tasks to knock down how long it takes for your research to be completed is a huge part.
I'm just reading this, and the chat is ridiculous. One guy is saying, "Fam, I'm a 9-year-old circumcised boy," so that's fantastic. This is always the great stuff about general chat, because general chat has the most ridiculous stuff in here. It is pretty awesome. Yeah. So then there's a whole chat about racism. So that's awesome.
Hey Finn.
Okay. Yep.
Type in the chat and say Daedric and Delete say hello.
Okay. I don't even know what my... Hold on.
Who you are?
So Daedric and Delete say hello. Okay. Send.
Well, you should have
Oh,
put.
I need to bind my account or reach HQ 5.
Oh,
So I can't
well.
send it yet.
In and just start trolling right off the bat. You've actually got to play the game before you
Yeah,
can earn
they're
the right.
preventing me from trolling. Okay, this is a step back from me liking this game. I'm just gonna say, a little bit of a step back. Yeah. Are you going to do your super chat task, Finn? My super chat, the spam one? Is that what
What's the
you're talking
spam
about?
one?
The spam. Hold on, my super chat task. Hold on, let me find the super chat task because I have to
When do we start getting those?
Let me see what somebody requested. In the meantime, while I'm getting that, let me start with Daedric. So I know, Daedric, you started. These are some of the questions that came in, and I know you talked about it a little bit, but I'll let you expound upon it if you want. So it says, what are your first impressions of the Gen 4 heroes? At what rank are they surpassing the Gen 3 general rank?
So great question. Really, really good question. Now, the answer is not so great. In order for them to surpass your Gen 3, they have to be general. You actually have to max out Gen 4 in order for them to beat Gen 3. Now, that is completely new from all the other generations. Each generation that's been released has always beaten the earlier or the older generation when they're, let's say lieutenant colonel or colonel. So Miho, Zoe, and Ash had actually beat Gen 2, I think at lieutenant colonel, at colonel at the latest. So getting them to general was actually just a bonus. What makes the new heroes better is their skills specifically. So once you hit them to lieutenant colonel, all skills will be maxed at 5, but you need to, again, rank them to general in order for them to have a superior fighting force to your Gen 3.
Okay. And the request was from Tits of Fury, who said, go into state chat and ask for a girlfriend and then put 69. But we can't do chat. Unfortunately, chat is currently not enabled.
Why can't you do chat?
Because you have to be HQ 5 or I need wood and food. Okay. So let me go over here and attack. So I'm gonna attack now. It's level 1 lurcher. So this is what you said was kind of the intelligence mission, right? That red walking guy. So this is a march. Right? What do I do here? There are grunts, rovers, and archers. What?
Oh my!
What am I doing here? I'm not sure exactly what's happening.
So go ahead and hit march.
Okay. So do I want all of them?
Yep.
Okay. And okay, is there a reason why I would go less? Is this a trick?
No.
Okay, so this is a trick. Like lowering the bar is just a trick to see if you're just playing around with the scroll bars. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to play around with the scroll bar, and we're going to march. Okay. Is this the one you're talking about with the car? Is this the car thing you're talking about, Delete?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We got tomatoes. And we got a new thing. Oh, and the finger is there. The finger's back.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, so we're going to go over here. And what does this tell me to do with my grabby hand? Grabby hand wants me to do... Okay, so I got to rescue survivors. Okay, so while I rescue survivors, I will go to the next question. So the next question was from Durgan, saying, Finity, McVenom is going to yell at you the entire time you play. I know. I'm used to that. It's fine.
Do you want me to do it now for you? Just start to get you used to it.
I'm already used to it. So yeah. No, I'm aware that's gonna happen, Finn. Durgan. So it's okay.
Just hush your mouth, Finn.
You're let's see. Next one. Tits of Fury. How much do Daedric and Delete miss Scorn and Silverwolf?
Oh fuck! I miss those two gentlemen. Like, you know what, to the moon and back. No, seriously, they're an incremental part of the stream, right? Delete and I talk about it a lot. Our stream is like a little family. We get together every Friday, and not having either of them on the stream is a killer killer blow for sure.
And you have me instead, so it just becomes worse. Just
Yeah,
overall.
that's definitely a downgrade.
Yeah, and then Ranger makes it even worse. I mean, it's just everyone except McVenom for RSG makes it worse, and then you don't have Scorn and.
Yeah, I'm not the man putting bunny shit on my face, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, Scorn and Silver are definitely missed parts of the show. Those guys are great. You know, they're good people. Dealing with real life as tends to pop into all our lives from time to time. So, you know, be happy to get them back, and I hope it's soon.
Yeah, hopefully they are going to be back soon. Yeah, and we were hoping they were going to be on, but again, things happen. Not a problem.
Did you put the bunny shit back on? You're such a
little bunny finity hopping through the zombie forest, trying to save the survivors and scooping them.
And
in the
you're
car.
singing.
Mm-hmm.
I threw up in my mouth. Shame on you.
Okay. Oh, I got survivors. I got survivors. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna.
That's not a cue to sing, man.
I'm gonna get tomatoes. Yay! Okay.
You want to click on your farms too, because that will help you gain everything that you need. You got.
Oh, I'm clicking those tomatoes every time they're up. Every time they're up, I want them tomatoes.
That's the move.
Mm-hmm.
You need to squeeze those tomatoes, Finn.
Okay, so hold on. Let me go and grab
Seriously, squeeze some tomatoes.
Okay, so I grab those tomatoes, and okay, so now I'm over here. So this is area that I can clear, right? So I'll clear that, and then clear that. Oh, so this is now another zombie area that I can clear out in order to. So this is another one of those intel things, right? And then back here are survivors that I would get.
Oh yeah.
Am I able to jump there first?
So the ones with the hands are basically free troops that you get. Okay. That basically look like the guy with the giant arm. Yeah. That is basically infected that you have to clear. And that basically gives you XP, experience to rank up your heroes. So that's and we'll give you badges sometimes, skill books, sometimes, mostly free.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. My apologies. Finn, what do you need to do to bind your account? What does that entail?
I have no clue.
Gentlemen, can you help him bind his account, because they really want him to bind his account? I don't know what that means, but chat keeps saying it.
So binding your account actually really important, and I'm glad you mentioned that. If you do not bind your account and something happens to your device, your app gets deleted, your account is completely gone. So there are situations where I heard of a guy who put in 20 grand into a game, didn't bind his account. His device got smashed, his account was gone, money was gone.
Wow.
So I assume it's through here.
I would literally
right?
go out and pick a fight and beat the crap out of someone if that happened.
Yeah. You have the ability. So that the nice part is if you're if you put a lot of money into a game and that does unfortunately happen to you, you do have the ability to go to the company and provide them all the details and stuff. Now, mind you, State of Survival is really horrible with customer service, so I would not try going through that process with them.
Okay, so they want me to do this. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Baby Yoda up there for now while I do the game stuff. While I do the account stuff. So hold on. Okay.
We can still see your account stuff.
Okay. So let's see. So I'm gonna bind account.
69 is password.
Baby Yoda,
There's Baby Yoda giving you the hand.
Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda.
Okay, so let me bind. Let's see what it's asking me to do here. So it wants me to log in. So let me go ahead and bind it over here. Okay, so it appears to be successfully bound.
Join the dark side.
So, okay.
Now you can talk state chat.
Yeah, apparently. Okay.
So what you should put in there is delete and Daedric say,
girlfriend.
Coming for you noobs.
Daedric and 69. Delete won't help me. Will one of you hashtag 69 exclamation point. Okay, so God. Is that what you want me to put in?
Oh my God.
Is that what you want me to put in? Is that the challenge? Does that work? Does that get all of the challenges out of the way as I hit enter on this account?
So just put, like, keep that there.
Okay.
And just say RSG streaming says hello. We got to include you in there as well, Finn. We got to get our RSG some recognition.
Okay. RSG stream be live, yo. Okay. There we go.
Be live, yo.
Be live, yo. There we go. Okay.
You know, we just
And we're
chilling in the
sending.
hood here, State of Survival with our man, Dr. Finn Bunny Finity.
Oh, click X, hit the microphone button in the little chat there. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So I am Survivor 269117. Okay, we'll just watch to see what the response is, and we'll just see what they say.
I'm just waiting for the who the F is Finn.
Yeah, well, they don't see Finn. My name is Survivor 269117.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's all we have. Hashtag 69. We have just all kinds of chaos in here. I think we might have. Okay, so somebody lives in Brunei. That does not help us whatsoever.
Really,
somebody else is in Asia. Yeah. Okay, then we get some Asian characters. We got an East Coaster. We got Southeast. Okay, so nobody wants to find me a girlfriend. You see, this is the state. This is the state of life. The state of survival.
You have done that yourself, Anakin.
I remember when State Chat was bustling like that, and everyone was just recruiting and you know, hey, time zone, blah blah blah, and then I fucking killed everybody.
Well, what is it like down your server? One of the old pressures like, boy, I tell you what, it's pretty hot out here, State 16. Boy, you guys want to get some beers or something?
I'll join you at your hive and destroy you.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, so delete. I used to do this. We'd have people post in the thing saying, hey, looking for an alliance, or hey, I'm recruiting for an alliance. They'd be like, yeah, can I get your coordinates just to see where you are? Port in and just burn.
The old coordinate trick, hey? I'm not falling for that one.
I got defeated. Okay. So I have to rescue more troops. Okay. So how do you know if something is going to require like more troops than you have?
Go to your march.
Mm-hmm.
So click on if you click on the enemy.
Yep, I just rescued some more. Okay, there we go. So here. Oh, so recommended troop power this?
Yes.
Okay. So if I go to attack, and now my troop power is 54. I had last time mine was 36. So yeah, so I would have been low. Okay. Cool. Okay, so let me march now. See if this works. Okay, we have a bigger march now. Pew 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 pew. Oh, the infector are going down, and we have victory. We have victory. Hooray! Okay. And what is it telling me to build over here? Oh, but I need to get the headquarters level 3.
I'm noticing that your wall is pretty lacking here, Finn. This is unacceptable.
Headquarters. I'm at headquarters.
Mexico to pay for your wall. Build a wall. Let's get these infected out of here. It's totally unacceptable, Finn.
Okay. Next question here for Daedric. And actually, this is for delete. So, question from Fifu. Who is the beast?
Oh, I usually don't like to name names. Anyone in State 125 knows exactly. And I mean beast by just like, he's a massive player. We have a max player who basically, like, if you wanted to buy something in the game right now, he couldn't. He's got everything that you would need. And I believe while I was on the show, he was actually burning our hive. So, you know, it's he's an extremely strong player, and he definitely wields his sword as much as he can.
Okay. So it's kind of the way we refer to like whales and krakens. That's what you mean, right? Somebody that spends and just has everything.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Next question. Fifu has a lot of questions for both of you guys. So next one, delete. Do you think State 125 progressed at too fast of a pace?
Yes, because if you notice just who we play in, basically it'll even just be in like Showdown. In Showdown, or who we play in Reservoir Raid, they're much older states. States that have been around more for a longer period of time and have had more opportunities to spend than we have, and we play them on a regular basis, and our outcomes are usually pretty favorable. So, you know, that just goes to show you how strong we have come very short amount of time in comparison to other states at our level, without question. So yes, I do feel like our state fast tracked, and the problem with fast tracking is there's no way to change who's in your state or what takes place in your state. So if you killed everyone in your state, for instance, the game would just sit idle. There would be no life preserver thrown to you. There would be no other new members joining your state to continue the game. So it's a very fixed box system. You get here's your playroom with all your toys. There are no toys coming after you enter this room. And then once you destroy them, that's it. And that's basically where we're at now, you know, where our alliances, you know, we have a top 10, but the ones that are really viable and that have a shot to basically do anything is probably like a top 4. And that's that.
Okay. And then Daedric, question to you. When you say they have less, what do you mean exactly? I'm trying to remember the context and when you say that.
No, so what I had said was...
Oh, he did clarify. So sorry. He did ask again. So he said, you said some players will have less than others that didn't spend. So what do you mean by less?
No, so he heard it wrong. So what I said is because I was using spending as an example when I started, is I spent a lot, but I didn't spend properly. So I was buying things when they were max price. Now what's happened today is there are players spending less money, but they have more than I do, is what I said. So, you know, it's a situation where they were patient, or they were in another state or went to a new state, and they're taking advantage of the promotions, or they're spending correctly right off the bat. And so they're actually ending up with better stats or better gear or just an overall better account, having spent less money, but in fact, they're actually gaining more. And, you know, that's not to say I, you know, regret what I did. I don't. I had a certain play style I wanted to go for. I wanted to do the game in a certain way, and you know, I just have to accept that, and it's just the reality. But you know, one of the things when Delete answered the question of his state is progressing fast, man, you should look at the new states, even the one you're in. They're actually releasing promotions faster. So you're going to be getting bundles and custom crates and all these deals a lot faster than we did when the game first started, because you know the developers now have this new mentality, given the new platform the game is working on. Going, we have so many new materials or ways to level up your account. It actually doesn't bother us that we give you these discounts right away, because you're going to end up spending the same amount of money, if not more, based off of these impulsive buys.
Interesting. So, okay, maybe this is a difficult question to ask, but I'll kind of pose it to both of you guys. A lot of games have a point where a new player can come in, spend, right, try to catch up, especially when they're coming in late, right, and keep up to some extent as a free-to-play, right? They may need to spend a little bit, but they're not going to have to spend an exorbitant amount necessarily to keep up, because usually the games release stuff and maybe 2/3 of it is not useful and 1/3 of it is. You spend on that 1/3 type of mentality, right? But a new player coming in has a lot to spend. So if I were to try and catch up, right, and I'm afraid of the number here, but how much would a new player like me need to spend in order to get to the same near level as you guys? What would be a general ballpark?
And that's the thing. And this is a rough guesstimate, of course, right? Because we're just tossing numbers out of our head right off the bat. I'm going to use the promotions. So I'm going to base this off of the promotions and custom bundles and everything, getting the best deal possible. If you were to max out completely I'm just going to use Chief Gear and Hero Gear as an example with the promotions. To get max Chief Gear with promotions, you're looking at $5,000 to $6,000. For Hero Gear, you're looking at another $5,000 to $6,000. Hero Gear actually, I think, is a little bit more expensive, so potentially $7,000. And then you're talking troops, training, all that stuff. You're easily 20 to 25 grand.
Over 9,000.
So 25 grand, and the game has been around for
just 25,000.
It's been around about over almost a year, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Over a year, 25,000.
So 25,000 for a year. So the
you know how much I can get for that?
And that's Canadian. That's Canadian. So for the
That's
American,
Canadian money. Oh man.
So around 20K or something like that.
Around 20K. Okay. Yeah, around 20.
So 20K. So you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of around like 1.5 to 2,000 a month, kind of as a catch up, right? And then to keep your roster, keep your base and everything at that high level, right? What would be kind of the maintenance amount? If the kind of the catch-up amount is kind of 1.5 to 2,000, what would be the catch-up amount?
Well, they've made it less because the new heroes don't need you to use skill books, which anyone that's maxed out already has an abundance of on top of what they needed anyway. So they've definitely made it less. But like the new heroes, I'm at level 60, and I feel like, what is it? It's only been on 2 heroes. It's been 2 weeks. It's probably like 250 American, I'd say, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, but what is it in pesos?
That's a good one. I don't know. That's a Google.
Oh, I got something. Welcome. Oh, I got a welcome.
No, listen, we're talking math and pesos here, Finn. Nobody cares about what you're doing in the game right now. Would it be like 100 million pesos or something?
No, the cool thing, Finn, I just want to bring this up because I know, obviously the people who watch this stream are gamers and they're dedicated to, watching the SoS RSG and supporting and whatnot. But a lot of people will get this. Anyone who's an avid gamer or is really invested in gaming in general, whether they spend in all the games they play or one game, you're always going to get those people who cannot believe the amount of money you've spent in the game. They'll go, I can't believe you spent this amount of money. Like you're a hoarder, or blah blah blah. Like you actually get cursed out, and
really,
and mom-splained. You get mom-splained.
Mom-splained
about how your money could be better spent somewhere else and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right, but it's the same thing, right? So if you look at it comparatively, like I'm a musician, I'm not going to tell you how much this piano costs, but it costs a pretty penny. But it's the same thing where somebody go, I can't believe you bought that piano and spent that amount of money. Well, I'm a musician. It's the same thing telling a gamer, I can't believe you spent that amount of money. Well, I'm a competitive gamer. I've been doing this for 10, 15 years. I do it at a competitive level. Some people go national. Some people go in at international tournaments. Nobody has the right to tell you how to spend your own fucking money in
discretionary money.
Ever.
Your money, use it when you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion a lot. Yeah. You can talk about we've had this discussion about value of different items, right? And value is kind of can potentially be an objective or a subjective term, right? When a pack comes out, you can look at it in terms of, is it worth the money in terms of what you're getting, kind of the equivalent cost, right? And does the money actually make sense? But I think a lot of people think of value as, if a pack comes out and it's $100, it's automatically not good because $100 is too much to spend on a game. And that's kind of it's a different mentality, right? Everyone has a different financial situation, and it's important that I'm going to quote Kevin Hart here, everyone needs to stay in their lane, right? If you are not a spender, then don't spend, right? But if there is somebody that is able to spend, then let them spend. And the other part, and this is the funny part that I think a lot of, it sounds like, at least from the people in chat, right? Because I think most of them in chat have been experienced players. So I think most of them, even the free-to-play ones that are there, like Red Rocket saying he's free-to-play, which is awesome, right? But I think most long-term free-to-play players in a game understand one basic concept. The game continues because of the spenders, right? If the game was not making money, the game would just fold. It's not like a typical computer game model or anything like that where you pay up front, then you pay, right? And you're not expecting all the continual money. Mobile games have a different business setup where they have to continually make money on a month-to-month, on a day-to-day basis. So what they made in a previous month doesn't affect the fact that they have to make that same amount or maybe more in the next month, right? That's their business model. And if they're not making the money, then the game is going to shut down. So those that are actually spending are allowing the game to be free to play for you, because there are games that have both an entry fee, right? If you go to your app store, I'm sure you can see this. There are games that have an entrance fee to just like download the game, right? It's not a lot necessarily, $1, $5, some go up to 20. There's different app games that have a upfront cost, and even those sometimes have microtransactions. So you could be paying a lot more, and these games have that kind of impact. And I saw your comment there, Lord Zizo, and I think that's a fair comment, and I'll let you guys address that, where you said the issue is not in spending, but in the fast devaluation of your money. And I think, Daedric, you were talking about that a little bit earlier, where a lot of the packs, maybe the ones that are coming out for the newer players, seem to have a greater value. The middle ones don't have. The newer ones may have a little bit more value, but it seems like it doesn't keep up, right? So how does the valuation of packs in this game work for you?
Yeah, so you know what, Zizo, that's a very fair question. I'm going to address it in all the points. So number one, I can't disagree with you at all. It definitely, is devalued at some points and is devalued over time. As a competitive gamer and as a person making an investment, you know that. You 100% know that going in. I would not have put the amount of money I put in if that wasn't a reality for me. So that is a risk I'm taking going into it. This is also a situation where I'm never doing this again. This is a one-time thing for me. There will not be another game ever for the rest of my life that I put this amount of money that I have into. State of Survival happened to be the game out of all the platform mobile games I played that I chose to do that with. It's never going to happen again. It's that once in a lifetime, hey, I'm going to go all in and just give it my all and be super competitive. And that's the case for me. But I am under the full realization that, the money has been devalued over time. Things have become obsolete. Materials and, when you're buying bundles, they're you lose excitement for purchasing after a certain point. As a fresh gamer, you actually get excited about buying. If you're a spender, you get excited about leveling things up and being able to do construction and research. There is a point where you lose excitement. I am way past that point. The reason I'm playing the game now is because I'm already invested. I'm not going to walk away from the amount of money I've put in. Now, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize is if you've put in 10, 20, 30, 40, however, many thousands of dollars you put in, you're not going to walk away from that. If you do, you're going to have to bite your tongue because that's going to sting. So, it's that thing where I'm now at a point investing in the future of State and Survival, doing the streams with you guys, being a part of Discords, communities, making changes, making an impact to help this game go on. And to Finn's point, it needs spenders. So if I've already been a loyal player, I'm going to continue being loyal. I might not spend as much as I have, but I'm going to continue supporting the game until it's done.
Buddy, what do you think of State of Survival? He doesn't care. He just wants me to pet him right now. Mm-hmm. He came in all excited, like, oh, he's streaming, and I can be on stream and look cute and everything. And now he's like, okay, what's this smell like? This smells like something I can chew on.
Dog's awesome.
Yeah, Buddy is the mascot of RSG. So cool. When he comes on, he just likes to sit here and he'll stare at the screen. And, yeah, that's a good yawn, Buddy. I know you've had a hard day of playing and doing nothing and sleeping and eating, and that's right. You can say hi, Buddy.
All right, let me see what other questions we have.
Step on my mic.
I think while we're like in a kind of like the level of money that someone puts into a game is completely up to them. You can't control that. You shouldn't have to, and it's there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's like, oh, I can't believe that you did that, or that's crazy. I haven't put a dime in. I mean, there's also a big level between who you are and who our accounts are. Not to say that that's why I did it. Originally it was like, okay, this is cool. I like playing this. This is something that I kind of want to get into. This is, something that I enjoy doing. And out of all of my hobbies, you know, even with the amount of money that I've spent, this is one of my cheaper hobbies. So it's not like, you know, it's like you know, I'm not selling more kidneys to kind of my income. It's a way that I kind of like just relieve of my life. So it's definitely something to do. Now, you know, you can't. You're put money into a mobile game. You're not getting anything back. There's no returns. There's nothing that you get back besides
nothing tangible, right? You get enjoyment and entertainment, but there's nothing tangible that you get from it.
There's yeah, exactly. I mean, there are people out there that sell their accounts, which, you know, that's something that's out there. I don't, you know, like it's weird, you know. I mean, you know, there are people out there that kind of make a business of it, and they're like, okay, I'm going to be one of the best free to play players in the world, and I'm going to sell my account, you know, at a certain level where I put nothing in, and then I sell my account. That's, you know, that's certain people's objective, and definitely whatever they want to do is fine. Be careful with terms of service, because that's not really something that's okay. But you know, it's you kind of have to look at it. It's you know, there's people that look at it as an investment. There are people that look at it like, this is my new toy, and I want to go ahead and play it. You know, and at a certain level, you continue playing, you know, because you've spent so much or you've done so much, and it's become such a big part of your life at this point that you keep it going. You know, so it's a little bit of everything, and everyone's a little bit different. You know, I mean, some people can completely just, you know what, I'm done. I found something new, you know, and now it's time to kind of restart it, because it's the building of the character that you like, and it's not the maintaining, you know, which is definitely something that a lot of people that I've come across have done, you know, so it really does depend.
Yeah.
Everyone's
no, buddy, we don't eat our kitty. We sit here and look cute.
Yeah, Daedric, they want to see one of the kitties. We haven't seen Pikachu or anyone yet today.
We don't know on the kitty.
Oh,
why spend millions of dollars when we can spend billions?
I'll go get the kitten.
Okay, he's gonna go get the kitten for you guys. You guys have loudly and proudly, primarily Colossus, Emily, and Tits of Fury commented for the kitty, so the kitty is on its way. There you go. All right, let me see if there's any other questions here. Let me do a quick check here. If you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in chat. And Delete, since you're still here, question to you from Fifu. And the question is, do you think the fast spending and money dump ruins the gameplay?
Potentially. Definitely potentially, because there are a lot of people, like in our state. Our state had, you know, we've got spenders. A fair collection of spenders, but there's a lot of our free-to-play players that legitimately have no shot. And at events, they just aren't strong enough to really take part. You know what I mean? So, you know, they were like, okay, we're here, we're on, we're ready, we want to go. And it's like, dude, unfortunately, your stats just won't cut it. You know, you can't really win this fight because of where you are at the game or in the game. So, yeah, I mean, as soon as people lose hope in a game like this, they tend to, especially players that have a main investment, they tend to just be like, I'll just start in a new state, see if that one's different. Oh my God, Daedric, look at that.
There's the kitten. Aww.
We are just turning into the pet roadshow.
Yeah, when you can hold them in your hand like this, it's to die for.
Yeah.
It's like a screensaver right there.
Well, all I'm seeing in chat is everyone's talking about how Finn's fingering the game. So I mean, I'm enjoying chat.
A cute kitten.
Kitty, buddy, look, it's a kitty. What do you think, buddy? Kitty? No, don't eat the kitty. Don't eat the kitty.
That is a cute face. All right. So I think we're just at the 2-hour mark. So that's where I'm cutting it off. I know McVenom always says, like,
you can just
I am cutting it off at 1 hour. We are going to end in 1 hour this time. I know it, and then goes like 3 hours. So we're at just the 2. They want to know the name of the kitten, by the way, Daedric.
Blackbeard, Captain Blackbeard.
Aww.
Har. Fine name for a kitten. Har.
All right.
Yeah. So, his brother, which I wasn't able to show on the stream, he had a medical condition. His brother passed away a couple weeks ago, so unfortunately, he is the last of his litter.
Aww. Well, Blackbeard is a survivor. There we go.
And a great character in One Piece.
Okay. So, as we start to wrap up, I will continue to start to go through this tutorial kind of slowly. And then maybe at one point I will join the levels of you peoples. But starting with Delete, any last thoughts on anything coming up in the game, anything that's happened in this past week that you just want to chat about?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel like the game is progressing, and it's really at this point it's about protecting the older states, because the last thing right now is you look at an older state and you go, wow, that sucks. Like it's a completely dead game. There's really not much going on, and that is very, very scary to someone that's invested into the game. To see if that could potentially be you in 6 months is definitely a horrible, horrible feeling. At the end of the day, you don't spend to make sure that the game progresses, because at the time of your spend, that's what you're buying. You're not buying a future in a mobile game by buying something in the past. And the past doesn't guarantee you a future in a mobile game. So it completely change in an instant. And I hope it doesn't. It seems like the game is progressing faster and faster, and they keep building new states. 356 is when we started this stream. What's it? Episode 12 now.
Mm-hmm.
We started 12 weeks ago, or 13 weeks
13
ago.
Now. Yep.
Yeah, 13 weeks ago. I mean, we were like a brand new state at state 125. And now we're getting to the point where we got SVS now, or coming, and what's the next thing that we're going to have to wait for? Are they going to wait until our state completely dies out, or tries to do anything to kind of revitalize or continue to show the progression that the community really wants? That's what's worrisome about King's Group and State of Survival on a whole. I hope it progresses. I hope things continually kind of move forward. I hope they take the suggestions that we make on these streams, to heart, and things get better and they keep going, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what we all want.
And Daedric, any last comments from you on anything coming up this week, anything that's happening, any thoughts in general?
Yeah, appreciate that. Well, two things. One, with State of Survival coming up, I've said it already, and I'll say it again. I really encourage and stress every single state in this game. Really look at the political landscape that your state is in, the relationships you have, the ones you don't have, who's in power, all that sort of stuff. That all matters coming up, going into state versus state, and really uniting as a group. I know that's a lot harder for some states, and it's easier said than done, but now is a time to really pause, hold off on the interstate conflicts, focus on saving everything you have, and just absolutely driving that preparation event into the ground. That's going to really help you and help your state propel forward into the event itself. And to tie into that, the second part is when it comes to spending for people who are small spenders or mediocre, and even the big guys, don't make the mistake I made and just go out and buy out the shop. The game is very much a strategic buy. Things are released on a schedule. I've actually said this last stream. Bundles are released on a schedule. The developers, and I've received a response, have said that, we don't know when it's coming. Well, yeah, you do, because it's scheduled. So really build for your alliance, put together an Excel spreadsheet, put down when certain bundles land, when crates land, things of that nature. That way your alliance and spenders themselves can be really strategic, get the best bang for their buck. And if you are going to invest in this game, you're going to do so in a very smart and thoughtful way.
Okay. So I think on that note, I know you guys are asking for it. Get your pause buttons ready, because I'm going to put up code number 2 and then end the stream very quickly. So here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And no, I'm going to leave it up there for a little while. The code number 2 is execution. 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 So that is your second code for the stream. And just for those of you that are late arrivals, I will be nice today. we're going to go ahead and put code 1 up here too. So let me move code 1. So both codes are now on the screen. The first code was generation. The second code was execution. So if you guys haven't, make sure you use those. Not Executrix, what else 73. So make sure you get those into your game. Get your bonuses and all that kind of fun stuff.
The third
And
function code from Donald J. Trump, because I love giving stuff away, will be China, like the country of China, Gina, China.
so on that note,
Put that in and see what happens. It'll be unbelievable. Great stuff will happen. Tremendous.
So on that note, thank you guys so much for joining me covering for McVenom. McVenom should be back next week, hosting the stream like normal. You followed me during some of this new tutorial, and apparently this is new for a lot of you guys. So I'm glad you guys were able to see kind of where a lot of this where the new players are kind of coming up with some of the tutorial stuff. For myself, for Daedric, for Delete, and for Ranger, once again, thank you guys for joining, and we will see you next time, next week, Friday, 8 p.m. for another State of Survival live stream.